Today on People Now, Chris Cuomo reveals his wife has tested positive for coronavirus as he updates viewers on his own recovery.
Will the founder of Fyre Festival get an early release from prison because of coronavirus? We'll tell you what his attorneys are now petitioning for.
Prince Harry opens up about family time while isolating in Los Angeles.
Plus, Dove Cameron's new single is out, and she's here to tell fans all about it and how she and her boyfriend Thomas Doherty are passing the time in isolation.
And Little People Big World stars Zach and Tori Roloff open up to us about life with their adorable new baby girl.
It's so sweet. That and more today on People Now. Let's go.
What's up, guys? Welcome to People Now. So good to see you today. Happy Thursday. We're making it almost to the weekend. I'm Jeremy Parsons here in New York. Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I'm good, Jeremy. Yeah, hanging in there. I had a stressful night playing Words with Friends. I'm throwing it back to 2009. It's been a lot.
No, but it's Words with Friends 2 now, right? It's the upgrade.
Oh yeah, we're at the second version.
Yeah.
But we have a really fun show today. So I interviewed Dove Cameron. She has some new music. Love talking to her. Also, Zach and Tori Roloff from Little People Big World. They have this adorable family, a new baby girl, also this really sweet son. So it was really cool talking to them.
Yeah, some of our favorites. I love that. Can't wait. A lot to get to today.
Yes, starting on a serious note.
More than 2 weeks after CNN's Chris Cuomo tested positive for coronavirus, his wife, Cristina, has now also contracted the highly contagious illness.
Yeah, he shared the news on his show, Cuomo Primetime, on Wednesday in a virtual interview with his brother, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo. Chris said in part that his wife's diagnosis breaks his heart, adding, "It is the one thing I was hoping wouldn't happen, and now it has." Chris was clearly pretty upset about it, but Cristina is handling it differently. Watch this.
The person who's not upset is Cristina. Cristina takes everything in stride, and so far we're hoping. And a lot of this is anecdotal because we just don't know that much. But in talking to so many of you who've experienced it in your own families, she lost her sense of smell and taste. And this is not science, okay? But anecdotally, the cases I hear about that are more mild tend to have that. I didn't have that. I didn't lose. And my friends who've had the long fevers like I have and the bad chest aspects, most of them didn't lose sense of smell. And that's more about hope than it is about, anything hard in terms of fact.
Chris also opened up about his wife's condition on Twitter, writing in part, "Kids are still healthy, but this shook us at our literal core. All are stepping up. Can't wait to shake this fever so I can help her as she helped me."
Earlier this week, Cristina spoke about how she's been nursing her husband back to health, telling extras Billy Bush, "I stand at the top of the stairs. I put a food tray down. I have my gloves and mask. He comes to the stairs and we hang out."
According to the New York Times, as of April 15th, there have been 633,000 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the United States, with over 28,000 deaths from coronavirus-related illnesses. Worldwide, there are more than 2 million confirmed cases of coronavirus and at least 130,000 deaths.
Fyre Festival CEO and founder Billy McFarland is petitioning for an early release from prison because of the COVID-19 pandemic. In court documents obtained by The Hollywood Reporter and The Wrap, his lawyers asked for a compassionate release on Tuesday, arguing that McFarland's pre-existing health conditions, quote, make him particularly vulnerable to catching and suffering from severe or fatal consequences of the virus. His lawyers say he has asthma, severe allergies, and heart issues.
He's currently serving a 6-year prison sentence after pleading guilty in March 2018 to wire fraud charges in connection with the failed Fyre Festival. McFarland's lawyers reportedly noted in their request that many nonviolent prisoners have been granted early or temporary release during the pandemic to stop the spread of the virus.
They argue McFarland is not a risk to the community nor a threat to public safety. His lawyers say he should be released to home confinement, which they claim he would be eligible for beginning in 2021 anyway.
McFarland is serving time at the Elkton Federal Prison in Ohio, where, according to the Akron Beacon Journal, at least 5 inmates have died of the coronavirus.
Prince Harry is opening up about embracing family time with his wife, Meghan Markle, and their son, Archie, amid the coronavirus pandemic. The royal, who is now living in Los Angeles, gave some insight into his new life on a video call with UK parents and carers who are looking after seriously ill kids. The call was made through one of his long-standing charities, Well Child.
On the call, Harry said that one of the positives of this time is, quote, being able to have family time, so much family time that you almost think, do I feel guilty for having so much family time? He went on to praise the parents on the call for their resilience and their strength, adding, quote, of course there are going to be hard days. I can't even begin to imagine how hard it is for you guys. He jokingly revealed, quote, having one kid at 11 months old is enough. and Archie turns 1 in May. A source previously told People that he's teething, which I know from experience is a very tough phase for sure.
During the 30-minute call, Harry also heard about how the group was coping amid the global crisis, which has brought extra challenges to already stressed families with ill children. From issues with accessing complex medical care to keeping the virus away from already vulnerable patients, they discussed the special challenges they're all facing during isolation.
And when asked how he was doing, Harry replied, "Not too bad." He said, "It's certainly strange times. Everyone is experiencing the same thing in a very unique way." He went on to share that he thinks it's all about morale. Harry also emphasized the importance of waking up every day with the right mindset. And as a dad with 2 kids at home, I agree with him. You kind of take it on and get ready. Honestly, we've been having a great time, and hopefully a lot of people are able to kind of soak up the good time that they're able to spend with their people that they love, like you are in Wisconsin right now, right? You, your family.
Yeah, I may not have kids, Jeremy, but I still have family. I get to have some quality family time.
All right, guys, now we watch this.
We have a wonderful community here in Monmouth County, and people are very giving. There's a lot of synergy going on in terms of people helping in the community, and I think it just speaks volumes to that whole, human touch and feel that people always want to help and rise to the occasion, when a situation like this happens.
That's Executive Director Gwendolyn Love sharing how Monmouth County and other communities in New Jersey are continuing to support her organization, Lunch Break, and their new initiative, Operation Gear Up. It's today's story to make you smile.
With about 22 employees and over 2,000 yearly volunteers, Lunch Break has provided Monmouth County and its surrounding community with food, clothing, and life skills at no cost. Hot lunch meals were provided Monday through Friday, community dinners on Friday evenings, and hot breakfasts with bagged lunches on Saturday mornings.
A client choice food pantry, clothing store, and several mentorship programs for the young and old were also offered to individuals and families who needed assistance with the hope for a better tomorrow. But once the coronavirus started spreading in the United States and stay-at-home orders were in place, Lunch Break had to shift gears.
Yeah, all programs had to be suspended, but their mission to ensure that no one would miss a meal continued. Watch.
I just want to point out that everyone does see that I have a mask. And the only reason I took it off was for the interview. And I am social distancing. I'm actually holding this in our dining room at this time also. All the other programs were suspended, and we just want to make sure that people would not miss a meal. So all of our breakfast, our continental breakfast, our lunch, everything is pre-bagged now. We're providing those meals outside, we're handing them out to people outside, so none of the clients are permitted to come in. And that was a hard decision, because, part of the ambiance of Lunch Break is the fellowship, people coming in, people from the community having the opportunity to fellowship with one another and just being connected, which is so important, that people could come in and have that connection with each other. So that was a very hard decision, but we understood it was a decision that had to happen. And the same with the Client Choice Pantry. So the Client Choice Pantry, we had to, instead of allowing people to come in and actually shop, we're now pre-bagging all the pantry food, and and that operation is actually being taken place outside. So everything is grab and go, very minimal amount of staff are on site. And all of our administrative staff are working from home. And we just have a skeleton crew here just to help with the kitchen and help with the pantry. Our maintenance staff is on site, and we have a very few volunteers that we keep on site as well.
Lunch Break has seen a rise in families using their resources now that many community members have lost their jobs. And with this increase and the need for grab-and-go, no-contact meals, the organization had to replace reusable plates and utensils with paper and plastic.
And although it has been challenging to keep up with the demand, Gwendolyn never doubted Lunch Break and her community's ability to continue their mission.
This is an essential mission. We're very mission driven, and I think that it's important that, someone has to be here for these people. Not everyone has the money to even go into a grocery store, especially if you just at a dime, all of a sudden you don't have your paycheck. I mean, you don't plan, this wasn't something that people could plan for. So it's important for us to be here. Everyone has to, before they come in, they have to check their temperature. I mean, so we're doing all the things that you can do, and everything that we have been told to do, and to try to keep everybody safe. And but I never thought, in terms of, honestly, if the governor or the president said, we know you're mission driven. We know it's essential, but you've got to shut down for 2 weeks. If that is going to ever be a directive, then we would absolutely, we would make sure everybody had 2 weeks of food that knows about us, and then we would shut down, because ultimately it is a matter of life and death for a lot of people, and we want to make sure that we're doing our part to keep everybody whole, keep everybody safe.
At the beginning of the month, New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy showed his support for Lunch Break's mission. Gwendolyn says his support was a very big deal.
Having the support from our governor, that was a big deal. I thought that was wonderful that he did that. He also did it at the end of his press briefings on TV, and it was pretty amazing. And sure, it absolutely helped, because although we actually serve people from Monmouth and Ocean County, there's always that challenge of trying to get the word out of who you are, what you do, and how many people you can help. And you want to always also tap into those people that need your services too. So it's a balance of trying to get people to know who you are so they can help you, but you also want the people that need the help to know you're there as well. So him saying that and making that that plug for us was what I thought was very big.
It's clear that Gwendolyn has a big heart and cares for everyone around her, so we wanted to make sure that she's caring for herself.
I'm trying to. My biggest thing is I call and Skype my grandkids, and that's always my boost up. That kind of helps me. Puts a smile on my face, and that's what I'm missing the most, really, being around my grandchildren. But I'm resting. My daughter and I live together, and we share our day. She's also still working out. She's actually working with the Y, who has a program to watch the children of the first responders. So she's also out in the field, working with the children. I'm here at lunch break, and we come home and we compare notes. We take a walk in the neighborhood, but for me, my day is brightened when I can also see my grandkids' faces and do the virtual kisses.
She's super sweet, very driven, and Gwendolyn says if you want to help, you can donate to local organizations that are helping other families with their necessities and basic needs and things like that. If nothing else, donating right now really, really helps.
For more information on Lunch Break and to donate to their cause, go to their website at lunchbreak.org.
I don't know why Dion's going out with a high school boy. They're like dogs. You have to clean them and feed them, and they're just like these nervous creatures that jump and slobber all over you.
Ew! Get off of me! Ugh, as if.
Okay, now I think I understand where Cher Horowitz was coming from there. 6 feet away, guys.
I know, it all makes sense now. Alysia Silverstone, who brought the clueless character to the screen, is opening up about her own self-isolation and reflecting on her career in this week's issue of People.
Alysia, who divorced ex-husband Christopher Jarecki in 2018, is self-isolating with their son, Bear, and her 2 rescue dogs. She tells People, quote, "I'm cooking and cleaning, and without regular school, it's hard to do much else. I feel that."
And although the pandemic is relentless, Alysia says, quote, "We can't be hard on ourselves. Our kids know we're not perfect. We're all perfectly imperfect." And she adds, "It's such a surreal time, but the sweet part is you get to slow down a little bit." But not too much. Alysia says she is still busy. She has 3 projects coming up: Bad Therapy, it's a dark comedy; Valley Girl, a musical remake of the Nicolas Cage film from 1983, and Netflix's new version of the Babysitter's Club series.
And it's remarkable to think that Clueless is nearly 25 years old at this point. Alysia says, quote, "It feels like a lifetime ago. I almost don't remember who I was then because I was just 18. So much has happened since." That was her quote. So what are the kids from Bronson Alcott High School up to these days?
Well, Stacey Dash, who played her sassy best friend, is a mom of 2 and a vocal conservative. Elisa Donovan, who played frenemy Amber, is also a mom. Brecken Meyer is a dad of 2 and voiced characters on Robot Chicken and King of the Hill.
And dad of 6, Donald Faison, who starred as Dr. Chris Turk on Scrubs for 9 years, of course, just launched a Scrubs podcast with Zach Braff. Paul Rudd is a dad of 2 and plays Ant-Man in the Marvel Universe films.
And sadly, Brittany Murphy passed away in 2009 at the age of 32. Alysia says Brittany was so warm and so sweet.
And you know what? Clueless is such a classic. This is the perfect time, now that we've kind of binged through basically everything, to go back to some of those older movies and check out Clueless. All right, stay with us. Bosch is back for season 6. I'm catching up with star Jamie Hector to get all the details on that. Plus, Zach and Tori Roloff join us, how they found comfort from Zach's mom, Amy, after their daughter was confirmed to have dwarfism. Stay tuned.
All right, you know her from Descendants and from musicals like Hairspray Live and Clueless, and her latest single, Remember Me, is out now, so here's a quick listen.
Remember me just like this.
Please welcome to People Now, Dove Cameron. Dove, how are you doing?
I am okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. We are really happy to have you. I can't wait to talk about your new single. First of all, how are you doing with self-isolation? What have you been doing to stay busy?
I'm doing, I feel like it's different every day, right? It's such a weird thing that we're all in the same experience because everything I say, I feel like you're gonna be like, yeah, me too. So it's a bit like, it's a strange time for all of us. I feel like every day is different. I feel like some days I'm really like in the groove of it and I'm like, oh, I could actually do this for a long time and be okay. And then other days it's really trying.
Well, very exciting because Remember Me is out now and the lyric video just premiered. Are your fans totally freaking out right now? What's the reaction then?
Yeah, they are. So far it's going the best out of all of my song releases, except for maybe the first one. But yeah, I think that people are really loving it. I think it's a really nice element to introduce a feature. I love Bia so much. And I think that really like elevates it. Like it really makes it sort of like a bigger pop track, pop sound. And yeah, people are loving the visual. I think it's such a nice thing when people get the cohesive vibe with the song, the meaning, the lyrics, the video. It's just nice. It's nice to have something that you make translate really well.
What is the meaning behind the song?
I think I'd be lying if I said that there was like some grand meaning behind the song, because I feel like most of my songs are like a dope vibe, sexy lyrics, like a mood I was in. But if I am like delving deep into it, which I have been, I think Remember Me for me, there's this thing that my best friend and I always talk about, my best friend, Veronica St. Clair, who's watching this probably, where we talk about this experience of like everything feeling like it's always leaving you, feeling like even when you're in like one of the most sublime moments of your life, there's a sort of a dark tainted color to it because it's leaving you as it's happening. And she was the first person to really like put a name to that emotion for me, because I think I remember one of the first times, like when we were a lot younger, one of her friends who I had never met, we went over to their house, their new house, and Veronica, my best friend, began to cry, mourning her friend's house that she had left and the memories she had there. She was like, it's too much for me to bear. Like, I have so many memories there, but they have so many memories there. And she was mourning her friend's memories of their old house. And I remember thinking like, I relate to that so hard, with just like, you feel so intensely and so deeply, and for so many other people that aren't you. And everything is constantly like moving and ending and changing. And the only thing that you can rely on in life is that it will always change. And so I think that gives even like the highest of moments a sort of a bitter quality, because it's like, wow, this is so fleeting. And also I just love to give like a sort of a classic love song, a sort of like a darker element to it, because I just get so sick of like these love songs that are just one note. I'm like, okay, but like, it's not really like that. And even when it is, like, it's going to end, and that's what makes it so beautiful, is that it does end.
It's definitely more real than a lot of songs. You were also involved in the Together at Home concert series, which actually debuted the song. What was it like for you to work with Global Citizen and the World Health Organization?
Lovely. I've done a couple things now that are like sort of like to the left of Global Citizen and World Health Organization, and working with different companies and brands and initiatives that involve them. And every time it's been so lovely, and it's so important. It is just the only thing that matters right now. It's sort of like, I'm promoting my song, but also at the same time, I'm like, it's a weird time to be in our line of work, because it's just, there's nothing more important than everything that's going on with the pandemic and everything that we can do to stop it. And so, yeah, it was really lovely, and I hope to continue like my work with them, my partnership with them.
Real quickly, so you are self-isolating with Thomas. What have you two been doing to kind of spend time together, try not to drive each other crazy? What's that been like?
It's so funny. We just moved into this like long ass studio that is like just a long room. And it's beautiful. It's like our dream place. We're so happy. But we moved out of a house that was like too big. We were like, it's too big. We don't like it. We feel like we're like married with kids. And so we wanted to feel younger and like feel back in the city. And so we moved back into the city, into this like loft essentially. And we were like, are we gonna drive each other crazy not being able to like be in another room? And we're like, we're never gonna be in this apartment. We live in the city. We're always gonna be like out doing stuff. We're always off filming. And so now, of course, we moved back into the studio. And so we're like trying to find ways to like give each other space. Because even like the healthiest of relationships right now, you need space. Like you need your alone time for your own relationship with yourself to flourish, but then also your romantic relationship. So we've been doing this. We make sure to like go get fresh air, open the doors as much as we can. We've been cooking loads. I do breakfast and lunch, and then he does dinner because breakfast and lunch are way simpler. But like, you know, I'm learning my new favorite recipes. We're cleaning
You're also doing a lot of TikToks, and they are so good. The Kardashian TikToks, you nail it. I think it's the one that you're doing the fight with Kourtney and Scott, that you two, it's just so funny. I think I watched it 10 times. I mean, that's been a blast.
Yeah, it's such a funny, TikTok is it's such a strange, like, you know, no man's land, like Wild West. We've been doing that lately. It's just fun.
Who's your favorite Kardashian to impersonate?
I feel like it used to be Kim, but now I feel like it's Kourtney, because Kourtney just says like the most off the wall stuff. Like you're like, what are you talking about? Where did that come from? I feel like Kourtney is really the one where all the comedy is.
Yeah, performing live, not new for you. You mentioned earlier you did Hairspray, you did Clueless. Any other musicals or projects you would love to do in 2020 once this isolation ends?
When the isolation ends?
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to be a part. The first thing that comes to my mind is, there's a few things that come to my mind. Obviously, I would love to be part of the Wicked film if and when that ever happens. I'm like outside, like Paramount Studios being like, take my reel. Like, I'm here, I'm gonna learn how to do the splits. But I also would love to do, I know Heather's the musical, I think should become a film. Heather's the musical, the movie. And I would love to be part of that in any capacity because that's one of my favorite shows. I would love Light in the Piazza to become a movie. I would also love to just continue my work with Light in the Piazza as I've been doing off and on in the West End and in LA Opera. It's my favorite show, so yeah.
You've been thinking about this, yeah.
I mean, I'm always thinking about this. This is like the stuff that I love.
Well, Dove, thank you so much for joining us. I know you have to get going. And everyone, make sure you listen to Remember Me, streaming now on all major platforms.
If they don't book the guns in cash, we got them.
Dollars to donuts, say don't.
Why's Marco staring at us?
He's a paranoid.
He feels us. The hairs on the back of his chest are standing up.
You're paranoid.
Paranoid or not, the new season of Bosch drops this Friday, and I caught up with Jamie Hector, who plays Jerry Edgar in that series. He told me what he is excited about for season 6 and so much more. Watch this.
Well, I'm pumped because it's really personal for me, right? We get a chance to actually approach it, partner, myself, Jerry Edgar, Harry Bosch, on a situation that's mirroring what's going on right now, right? High stakes for Los Angeles, potential chemical warfare.
Potential outbreak, right?
Potential outbreak going on here and going on in LA. And then we actually get a chance to solve a murder, which leads us into that, which helps us solve that situation. And then it gets personal for me because my parents are from Haiti. And now I'm trying to solve a case that took down a friend of mine's, and we bump into this conflict of Haitian war.
Okay.
Between myself and an individual that is from Haiti.
Was there any particular thing about that, the storylines that kind of emerged that you really kind of connected to in terms of that, the Haitian element here?
Well, I connected to a lot of it because my family's from Haiti. So just to do a little bit of research, all I did was call my mother, my sister, my brother-in-law, asked them questions, which took them into a dark place. And then they bounced out of it. Then they were like, oh, I'm so proud of you for actually doing this. But the stories that they told me about Haiti and the dark times in Haiti and the good times as well, really, really, really opened my eye to it.
Yeah. Well, and interesting, you were kind of saying there that they went to a dark place, maybe they weren't sure if they wanted to do it, then they were really proud that you were telling this story. And I understand that for a while there as an actor, you kind of hid that from your parents, right? That you were an actor.
You know, in the beginning, I was a part of a theater company called Tomorrow's Future Theater Company. And we were traveling and I was working on different projects, Third Watch, Law and Order, The Beat, but I just never said anything to them. Then I brought them to the premiere. And that shifted everything. I brought my mother and my sister to the premiere, and once the car door opened up and they were screaming their name and they were screaming my name and lights, camera, and action, it changed the game because then they were like, you're really doing this. And I was like, this is my passion. This is what I do.
It's like, yeah, this is real. They can see you in action. That's really incredible. What a cool story. Bosch was renewed for a 7th season, which is exciting news. And that'll be the final season.
Yes.
Obviously, you can't give stuff away, but how would you like to see the show wrap up?
How would I like to see the show wrap up? With a spinoff for Jerry Edgar.
That's number one wish. Okay.
No, you know what? I want to see the show wrap up in the great, unpredictable, dynamic way that Michael Connelly and Eric Overmyer does it. You know, I don't know how I would do it any better than what they did. I just want it to be an amazing story, an amazing creation in a capsule for the world to just be able to tap back into when these times pass and while it's happening now.
Yeah.
All right, today we are staying home with actress Joanna Garcia Swisher.
Joanna and her husband, former pro baseball player Nick Swisher, and their 2 daughters, Emerson and Sailor, who are adorable. They are creating decorative yard signs to help brighten up their neighborhood while in self-isolation. Take a look.
After the decorating is done, and I'll show you a finished product, Nick is going to take some duct tape, which basically is like our saving grace for almost everything. I'm like, duct tape it. Why not duct tape it? Just go ahead and duct tape it. Anyway, today we're gonna duct tape it. We're gonna take these wooden dowels, and I think that it worked really well with the other one that you need that I'll show you, that we put it on each side because the cardboard's pretty flimsy. But we also have some foam board that I ordered. Not as exciting, we like the ombre colors better, so we didn't do that. But that would probably be okay just using 1 dowel, but we're using 2 today to put it on that. And then we are gonna plan our mission tonight. I also have this really cute little garden stake that I feel like will be a fun little added accessory with the sign. So it was sort of the inspiration for the colors. But really, everything that we're doing here, you can do with things that you have in your home. And like I said, it doesn't have to take a lot of time, and it doesn't have to take a lot of money.
It might not look the way you wanted it to look, but it's just the thought that counts.
Exactly. So this is our finished product. This is our Don't Worry, Be Happy sign.
Yeah.
And
we'll show them the finished product on this one, Emmy?
Yeah, if I show them that.
Let's film this one right here, here we go. Woo! Smile, you got this.
So from our family to yours, smile.
Yeah, smile, you got this.
You can watch the full episode of Staying Home with Joanna Garcia Swisher on PeopleTV.
Season 10 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills just premiered, and when one of our producers, Sam Belikoff, caught up with Teddy Mellencamp to get her perspective on the season ahead, he also spoke to her about the end of the premiere, which saw a flash forward to a number of dramatic scenes involving Denise Richards and a confirmation that Denise stopped filming with the group in December.
Yeah, take a look at what Teddy had to say about those final few minutes of the episode, including when Denise broke the 4th wall and said bravo multiple times during filming, presumably so the footage wouldn't get used.
When they showed the bravo, 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 I was like, because obviously I saw that happen, multiple times by that particular person, but I'm like, who does that? Like, you can't do something and then yell out bravo, bravo, bravo and act like it didn't happen. Or, that's not how it works. Like, we all signed up to do this, and we have to show the good, the bad, and the ugly. And that's something in this group. Like, it's hard, sometimes you make a mistake, or sometimes I know I have, or I've said something where I'm like, oh my God, no, why did I say that? It's going to be used against me forever.
Yeah.
But bravo, 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 come on.
It's revealed that Denise Richards did stop filming with the group in December, and it was sort of rumored that she stopped, but there was never fully confirmation, but the premiere confirmed it. How shocked were you that she stopped filming when that happened?
I wasn't shocked because I feel like Denise puts out there what she wants you to see, and if she can't display it the way that she wants the audience to see it, she wants to flee from it. But I was like, the interesting part is you don't mind when it's other people's lives having drama, but when it's yours, you flee.
So obviously the season has a lot to play out, but in your gut, do you think Denise Richards is done with this group?
I think it'll depend on how I think Denise cares more about what people watching think than she cares about what anybody else in our group feels. So I think it'll depend on how the audience is with her this year.
And then did this whole situation of stopping filming, did that give you deja vu to last season with Lisa Vanderpump? Or did it feel very different?
It felt very different because this was like an ongoing thing that like there were new issues that just kept adding up that never could actually be resolved, because any time something would happen, there was like, I can't give too much away, but like, that's the problem. Like, it just never actually resolved. You know, last year the person just left.
I don't deserve this. That is a huge thing to say.
What could be that bad?
Little People Big World is back on Tuesday nights with more Roloff family milestones. I caught up with Tori and Zach Roloff, who recently told people that they're total homebodies. So how are they doing in self-isolation? Take a look.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. Zach's, we work at the farm and here, so it hasn't been like completely different for us. I think we're honestly enjoying the extra family time, and it's given us a really good routine, especially with Lila. Like, being so little, it's helped her kind of get into a routine and helped Jackson keep his routine.
Yeah, we've just been going on a lot of walks too.
And the weather's been really beautiful here, so we're able to like play outside. We have like a
pool out early.
Yeah, like we have a kiddie pool in our backyard. It's been like 65 degrees, and Jackson will play in that thing for hours. So
that's great.
Good, yeah.
What about the entire family? Have you been FaceTiming to keep in touch, and has it affected the farm at all?
Yeah, we've been FaceTiming, grandma and grandpa's, Tori's parents, my brother, sister. Yeah, it's been FaceTiming everyone, just keeping in contact. It's affected the farm in the sense of usually we'd be doing private tours right now, or just, getting ready for the summer, what projects are coming up. We'd typically be filming.
Well, and like Matt is stuck in Arizona right now. Like, usually he'd be here getting ready for like all the summer
so my dad's been in
festivities,
Arizona. He hasn't really been able to come back yet. It's kind of put the farm on hold. Jeremy and me have gone periodically to kind of check on things, but it's just kind of put everything on hold for a minute.
Yeah, well, you're keeping busy. I've seen that you're active on TikTok, and you posted this really fun TikTok with your friends and family. You went out and kind of filmed them on the curb but kept your distance. Whose idea was that, and how hard was it to pull off?
It was definitely my idea.
Yeah,
and it was really hard to convince Zachary to do it, but kind of like put him in the car one day and said we're doing it, and it just ended up being a lot of fun. We haven't been able to see our friends other than on FaceTime or anything like that, and so it was like a fun way that we could see people but still be following all the rules.
Well, we knew everyone was home, so she called everyone up and said, hey, you have 30 minutes to learn this dance. We're gonna pull up, honk our horns, you have to come out and do it, and you can't mess up. We're just gonna film it.
You only get one chance.
Was the crux of it all.
Yeah, I mean, that's so true. You know that people aren't gone, so they don't even have an excuse.
And they're not doing anything, so it's just it was just a fun way to get them together as a family doing stuff.
Yeah, it caused something to talk about for a couple days, and
it was fun.
In a previous episode of Little People Big World, Zach and Tori find out Lila could possibly be born with achondroplasia, also known as dwarfism. And we now know that Lila does in fact have dwarfism.
Tori shared an emotional Instagram post just days after the episode aired, addressing Tori and Zach's concerns. The response has been very supportive, and both Tori and Zach feel extremely blessed to have a healthy daughter they can both hold and love on. Zach also opened up to his mom about the couple's concerns, and he says talking with her gave him a lot of reassurance. Take a listen.
Yeah, me and my mom see eye to eye on a lot of things. We just see things the same way or similar ways. And so talking with my mom always either reassures me on what I'm thinking already, or she brings a slightly new perspective that I typically usually agree with. So talking with my mom about it is always very helpful for me.
Mm-hmm. And since Lila's birth, how has Jackson kind of taken to be a big brother? Is he a proud big brother?
Oh yeah, Jackson loves it. He has his moments of attention. Sometimes Tori and me will catch ourselves both paying attention to Lila, and then he will come in with a baseball bat or a ball or something, and be like, hey, look at me, So, but no, he loves it. He's very big on these are Lila's things, these are my things, these are Mama's things. That's Dada's spot, that's Mama's spot, that's Lila. So he's very, he keeps everything in order.
Yeah. And he has his big boy bed, right?
Got his big boy bed, which he's loving. Lately, he's waking up pretty early, and he's able to open doors now. Yeah. So he's reached that milestone.
Well, I've seen on your Instagram, he's been going on quite a few adventures out in the woods. What are you most excited about in the coming years to teach him or have him experience?
I'm pretty excited just to, show him the world. I was a little bit of I don't know, I want to say scaredy cat growing up. Like, I just wasn't as brave as him. He walks into fire, and I love it. Like, he'll walk up to the biggest dog in the dog park and not have a problem with it. He'll pick up worms. He's all about it.
He's a very fun, curious kid.
Yeah, so just watching him do that and just take that ownership. He's kind of the oldest too of all our friend group's kids in that same age range, and so I'm gonna be really excited if he's kind of like the ringleader.
Yeah, I love it. And Lila's about to be 5 months old. I mean, she's very young, but are you starting to see personality traits or quirks?
Totally. I think that like this month especially, she's kind of found a really good rhythm. She's sleeping through the night. Like, she's just becoming more interactive and chill, and it's just been fun to like interact with her. And she definitely was a little more difficult baby than Jackson was, but
we call her Miss Personality.
But she's definitely like coming into her own, starting to be like a real human, and it's been fun.
Here, give her perspective.
I know. Yeah, this is what's happening.
Oh.
This is Murphy, by the way.
Murphy really wants attention right now.
Yeah, the forgotten family member. All the other kids have them now.
Yeah.
How is Murphy doing with 2 kids in the house now?
He loves it.
Yeah.
He's all about it. He's like definitely Jackson's dog. Like, Jackson will just like, he loves him. He just climbs all over him all the time.
But then he's also super protective of Lila when Lila's like crying or whatever.
Yeah. He's a good dog.
Anyway.
You have a full house.
In this week's episode, Matt Roloff tears down the family treehouse. Zach shares that although it was a crazy moment to see childhood memories being torn down, it added a little bit of excitement to see something new be created. So what other memories are being created this season? Take a look.
My mom's relationship with Chris takes a positive turn. They get engaged, and then my dad just kind of trying to figure out what to do with the farm. Him and my mom are trying to figure out a deal. It's okay. Him and my mom trying to figure out a deal to, make it all work. And then, Jackson Milestones, you'll see Lila come into the world, and then our journey and kind of, facing having a second kid, and all that.
And Murphy clearly wants to be part of this story. Does Murphy make it on even more this season?
Oh yeah, you'll see some surprises.
Yeah,
All right, thank you both for joining. Everyone, be sure to catch more of Zach and Tori in Little People, Big World, Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on TLC.
All right, with gyms closed across the country due to the coronavirus, people are turning to at-home workouts like never before, but that can obviously be tricky without the proper equipment.
So Brooke Burke is encouraging us to get a little creative and recommends using items in your home. She even showed me one workout where all you need is something most of us already have, a chair. Check it out.
The nice thing about the structure of a chair is you can hold onto the back and just open up your spine a little bit. See if you can twist it out. It's really important. We're less active. We're sitting on the couch. We're sleeping a little bit longer. It's really important to open up your body. So we're going to start off nice and slow. And the first thing that I want everybody to do is just open up the hamstrings one more time. Tuck your chin. Doesn't matter how flexible you are. You can also bend that knee like this. You can open up your hip flexor right here. We're getting tight right here. So I want you to make sure that your chair is stable. And we're just going to start nice and gentle, just in step ups. We're going to go from side to side. So use your abs for balance. You're going to get your heart rate up doing this. It's like having stairs. Drop it down right here and just open up your calves. And a lot of times people are forgetting about their calves. So just right here, tippy toes and drop your heels. Tippy toes and drop your heels. That should feel really good on the hamstrings. You can also come it out. Now I want you to take your right knee, pull it into your chest, and kick it back. So this is one of my favorite booty lifting moves. Kick it back, round your back. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. Now what you can do, so you can hold it right here and just pulse, point, flex, point. Yeah, feel that? So you would do that on both sides. Now I want you to try this. So one leg comes up. We're gonna get underneath the booty. We're gonna get the back of the thighs. This is your stabilizer right here, okay? So it's just like a lateral squat. Good. And if you notice, put your abs in. Now open up your chest. Open up your chest, yes. You see how you can get your heart rate up without high impact. You don't have to jump around. You don't have to be hard on your knees. All the weight is in my heel, not my toes. Good job. Feel that?
Yeah, I can really feel this one.
Look, you can pulse it with a tiny little move, and you'll notice underneath here all the trouble areas that women want to work right here, right? Little pulses, let it burn, let it burn. Feel that?
Yeah.
So good. Now turn it around. Let me see if I can give you a different angle too. So let's do the other side. So the same thing. So just come down here, point your toe, round your back, and kick it up. And what we're gonna do is just hold on right here. It's like a plank, but it's a little bit easier. So your shoulders are over your wrists. And look right to the sky. Just a rolling plank. Obliques, abs, back. So it's really about reinventing right now, utilizing what we have at home, finding things to look forward to, being creative, right? You could also take it to the side right here. You can drop down into triceps. Look, you could bend your knees if you're a beginner, right?
I'll try. This is always my trouble spot.
It's really challenging. You could raise a leg if you want to make it harder. So depending on your fitness level, you could bend your knees, straighten your legs, making it as hard as you choose. Isn't that challenging?
Yeah.
You can pulse it out. So there's so many things, so many different ways to take care of our body, to reshape our body, to get our heart rate up, to find ways to feel good. Water bottles, dish towels, whatever you have at home. I mean, people are building equipment right now, and it really matters. And I have everything spelled out. I have a full chair burn on the app. All of my live streams stay there so people can join in and have some fun doing it.
All right, you really killed it with that. And who knew? So many good things with the chair.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm sure you have a chair too. I expect a workout from you. I'll be watching. All right, everyone, for more fitness tips and workouts, be sure to check out Brooke Burke's Instagram as well as her app called Brooke Burke Body.
All right, guys, with all the sadness and uncertainty surrounding the coronavirus, sometimes it's difficult to see the silver lining in it all.
Yes, but coming up tomorrow, we're going to take a look back at some of the most uplifting moments and trends to come out of the last month. It's a fun, positive episode that we all need right now, so you don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Stay safe, guys. Bye.